from Wave Dad Chronicles, the Midnight Star Conspiracy.
It started with a simple question. Ellie stood at the kitchen window, staring at the dark sky. "Hey, Dad, what's that?" she asked, pointing at a bright dot shimmering above the horizon. Dad appeared instantly, as if summoned by the word "what." He grabbed a pair of binoculars that were inexplicably within reach and peered out into the night. "That, my dear Ellie, is a star." Jake wandered in, munching on a bag of chips. "It's not just a star, Dad. It's new. I don't remember seeing it before." "A new star?" Dad's eyes lit up. "Kids, do you know what this means?" Ellie sighed. "Let me guess. Aliens?" "Aliens!" Dad exclaimed, clapping his hands. "But not just any aliens. Advanced intergalactic beings who've traveled light years to make contact. And they've chosen our backyard as their landing zone." Jake raised an eyebrow. "That is a stretch, even for you." Dad ignored him, pulling a notebook out of thin air and furiously scribbling. "We need to prepare. Ellie, grab some aluminum foil. Jake, find every flashlight in the house. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity." Mom walked in, mid-yawn. "What's going on?" "Aliens," Ellie said flatly. Mom didn't even blink. "Of course. Carry on." Phase 1, the Alien Communication Plan. By midnight, the backyard looked like a scene from a low-budget sci-fi movie. Dad had rigged up a communication array using a colander, a garden hose, and what looked like an old DVD player. "This," Dad declared, pointing at his contraption, "is the Universal Translator 3000. It will allow us to decode alien messages and respond in kind." Ellie squinted. "It looks like it's held together with duct tape." "Duct tape is universal," Dad said. "Now let's test it." He pressed a button, and the contraption emitted a loud screeching noise that sent the neighbor's dog into a frenzy. Jake covered his ears. "What is that supposed to do?" "Signal the aliens," Dad said. "They'll know that we're friendly." Ellie crossed her arms. "Or they'll think that we're attacking them." Dad waved her off. "Nonsense. Now keep an eye on that star. If it moves, we'll know that they're responding." The three of them stared at the star for a solid 10 minutes. It didn't budge. "Maybe they're shy," Dad said. "Or maybe they're testing us." Jake groaned. "I'm going to bed." Phase 2, the neighborhood investigation. The next morning, Dad wasn't deterred. Over breakfast, he announced, "We need more data. The star didn't move, but that doesn't mean that the aliens aren't here. We're taking this investigation to the streets." Ellie groaned. "You mean you're going to harass the neighbors, don't you?" "Not harass," Dad corrected. "Politely interview. Now grab your notebooks." Reluctantly, Ellie and Jake followed Dad door to door, asking people if they've noticed anything unusual about the sky. Most of the neighbors humored them, though a few shut their doors quickly after spotting Dad's aluminum foil hat. Mr. Peterson, the resident conspiracy theorist, was the only one who seemed genuinely interested. "I've been saying it for years," he told Dad. "They're out there watching us. This star is just the beginning." Dad nodded sagely. "Finally, someone who understands." Ellie face-palmed. "We're never going to live this down." Phase 3, the library breakthrough. That afternoon, Dad dragged the kids to the local library to consult the archives, as he put it. "You mean Google?" Ellie asked, watching Dad flip through an old astronomy book. "No," Dad said, his voice serious. "Google is great, but sometimes the answers you need are in the past." Jake wandered over with a book titled Alien Encounters, Fact or Fiction. "What about this?" Dad's eyes lit up. "Perfect. Add it to the pile." After hours of research, they hadn't uncovered anything groundbreaking, but Dad had filled his notebook with diagrams, theories, and what looked like a doodle of an alien holding a pizza. "Dad," Ellie said, "this is ridiculous. It's just a star." Dad shook his head. "No star is just a star. Everything in the universe has a purpose, and this one is calling to us." Jake frowned. "Calling to us for what?" "That's what we're going to find out," Dad said, grabbing his notebook and marching towards the door. "Let's move." Phase 4, the big reveal. That evening, Dad set up a telescope in the backyard, determined to get a closer look at the mysterious star. The kids sat nearby, half watching and half scrolling through their phones. "Got it," Dad exclaimed, peering through the lens. "Kids, come see." Ellie reluctantly stepped up to the telescope. It just looks like a bright dot. It's more than that, Dad insisted. Look closer. Jake took a turn and frowned. Wait, is it blinking? Dad nodded. Exactly. It's a message. They're trying to communicate. Ellie squinted. Or it's just an airplane. Dad froze. An airplane? Jake smirked. Yeah, look, it's moving now. The three of them watched as the star slowly crossed the sky, leaving a faint trail behind it. Dad sighed, deflating. Okay, maybe it's not aliens. Ellie patted his shoulder. It's okay, Dad, you tried. Jake grinned. At least the neighbors will stop hiding from us now. The twist. Just as they were packing up the telescope, a bright light lit up the sky, followed by a strange humming sound. The kids froze. What was that? Ellie whispered. Jake pointed. Look, the star's back. Sure enough, the bright dot had returned, but this time it was pulsing rhythmically. Dad's jaw dropped. I knew it. It wasn't an airplane. It was a scout. The real aliens are here. Ellie stared at the sky. Okay, that is weird. Jake grabbed Dad's notebook. What do we do now? Dad grinned, pulling out his aluminum foil hat. We say hello. As the star pulsed brighter, the Turners stood together in the backyard, waving like they were on a parade float. Whether the aliens ever saw them, they didn't know. But for one night, under the twinkling sky, the Turner family was united in their wonderfully lame, galaxy-sized adventure.
Dad!